hello, welcome. I am so happy to be here and so excited. Today is the first day of my new podcast, My Kitchen Intuition, where I will talk everything about food, but also everything about life. My name is Marita Ling, and it's an honor to have you here today with me and really being here with me, supporting me through this because this is all new for me. Even though I have done videos in the past, this is the time where I'm really talking about what I'm really passionate about, which is this business that I started this year, My Kitchen Intuition. Today, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about my company, My Kitchen Intuition. Even though it sounds like it's a new business, it's not really. While I was having all my businesses in the past, it was one of my programs, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that. I would love for you if you subscribe and really share with people that would love to hear this information because it's going to be very valuable for you. And this is what I really wanted to offer value and new teachings, new learnings, probably new things that you never heard before or things that you know that might give you the little push to really continue into that path of transformation. So, and everything with food, of course. Yeah, I'm a chef. As many of you may know, I'm a chef. And during this pandemic, I went to school and I became an integrative nutritional coach. Just because I love everything about holistic living, lifestyle that has to do a lot with food. And so let's talk a little bit more about my kitchen intuition and what it's all about. As many as you know, I'm from Peru. And when I came to the United States about 30 years ago, and when I came here, I wasn't really even thinking about becoming a chef. But while I was growing up, my grandmother was doing the thing that I became today. She will cook for people. She was a caterer and she loved hosting parties. My family loved to entertain a lot. And she will host parties to people. She will cook for people's parties too. And my mom, as a young girl, used to help her a lot. And the funny thing is, like, my mom still helps me with my business, and it's just like I don't want to keep continue talking because they'll end up crying. But yeah, my mom still helps me with my business, and my grandmother is just she just loved to cook. And the thing is, like, she didn't only cook, but she also will create meals. She will just have this creativity. Like if she has something in the refrigerator that she knew she was not gonna use, she would just create a meal with that. And it was just amazing. It was just like and I know that I inherit that from her because I also just create meals like out of nothing and I love it. Or sometimes when I'm missing an ingredient, I just cook. I just create the meal, and it's an amazing feeling. So when we came from Peru, we brought our traditions with us, and especially with cooking. By the time we came in, it was not many Peruvian ingredients, so we had a little bit of hard time cooking and making the meals really close like home. It was kind of impossible. But the thing is, like, the main ingredient was always there, which was love. When you cook with love, everything tastes good. And so we brought the traditions here. When I came to the country, to United States, uh, place that I call home now. I love this country so much. Um, I started working for the airlines, and I worked there for 12 years. And then after I got married, I decided to open a business. And my first business was a catering company, just like my grandmother. The name was Catering by Maria. It was a very good business. It really took off great. It was really good. I realized that I was working a lot of hours, and I always wanted to give the final touch of the meal. So even though I had people that helped me, I had to finish it somehow. Pretty much, I said that I had to finish, but I cooked the whole thing. And it was a great business. It was really good, but things started like not feeling great on me. Even though I had a lot of success, I didn't feel good for some reason, and I thought that maybe it was the business. So I started eating the wrong foods. I started eating salty foods, fried foods, sweets, to the point that I got myself sick. I had a lot of things that were going on in my life at the time, my kids, my businesses, my house, my marriage, that I just couldn't handle that anymore. So I decided to go to a holistic doctor. And that's pretty much my life started changing because I started remembering how I was used to eat when I was growing up. And even though I was eating like a certain foods while I was growing up, I would, because I was an asthmatic at the time. I was allergic to a lot of foods and to a lot of the environment, especially where I'm from in Lima. It's a lot of pollution and it's very humid there too. So I had asthma and I just couldn't eat certain foods. But I always loved to eat the foods that my grandmother cooked, and also growing up with my grandfathers on my dad's side, I learned how to eat and become a foodie because my grandfather loved the greatest foods. He was always like the finest foods, and he was really like he was a foodie, but he was on a different end of being foodie, always loving to eat great food. And on my mom's side, with my grandmother, she was so creative and entertaining, and I just love the the merges of my two families because they were completely different, but they all love food. So coming here into this country and with my business, I of course started a business, a food business, and it went great until the time, like I was saying before, I wasn't feeling good, and I decided to change my company business. I wanted to be the Peruvian chef, the famous Peruvian chef, because at the time I had some press and I was on TV, and like, okay, maybe I should market myself as the Peruvian chef. So I changed kind of the whole concept of my business. I started offering Peruvian, and I became very organic, wise, all healthy kind of cuisine for catering. And I had a really hard time like reaching out to that target market at the time. uh, I just don't know. I don't. I think part of that was like I didn't really believe in myself enough to find the kind of clients that will love that kind of food. So I let that go and I opened a restaurant. I love people, and I wanted to really uh, just being around people and serve them and make them feel good and feel happy. So we decided to open a restaurant, and the name of the restaurant was Runa, Runa, which in Quechua, which is the Andean language of Peru, it means people. And it took me a while actually to open the restaurant because I don't know, a lot of things happened in between of the opening. It took me actually 2 years to open. I guess fear paralyzed me, and I know a lot of people can resonate with this because people take fear in many different ways. And for me, this was a big step. I wanted to make it like a really nice restaurant, not just a restaurant. And I got stopped by fear, and things started spiraling down for me a little bit until a couple of years later I got the help and I opened the restaurant, and it really opened with the right food. People started coming in. We got a lot of press. I actually got 3 stars from the Star Ledger. She was amazing. I mean, I remember the next day people were waiting at the door of the restaurant, and I had to deal with people, the personnel, and stuff like that. So it was very challenging for me. So we had our ups and downs in the restaurant, like every business, until one day my landlord came and say, "I'm selling the building, and the person that's buying it has a restaurant, so you're gonna have to go." And at that time, when he came to me, I guess it was the time I was praying like in silence because I think I had enough with the restaurant. And also at that time, I just didn't have the restaurant. I was also running still my catering company, and I had a food truck that was operating at the beach, Asbury Park Beach. And it was great. People always love the food, love how the food tasted, but it became too much for me. I guess I just wanted. I always wanted to do the next thing and the next thing because I was looking for outside sources. But this is something I don't really regret because all these experiences got me in this place right now, where I am right now, and giving me the ability to teach you and share my experiences with you of how not looking outside of you but looking inside and eating the right foods can really help you feel good. So I don't regret these experiences. And so after I closed my restaurant, I just didn't know what to do, and I made the point that I wanted to take my time to see what will be my next thing. If I was going to back to get a job or start a new business, I just didn't know at the time, and I became depressed, a little bit depressed. I started working, doing all kinds of work. I helped my brother. He opened his own restaurant, Peruvian restaurant. I started helping him. And I also work at a party company. I work as a server. I did all kinds of things. And until I realized that I like, yeah, well, I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I mean, this is something that I guess since I was little, I knew I wanted to do. I wanted to have my own business. I always wanted to be my own boss. I like to my siblings make fun of me because they say I was bossy as a child. And I always will tell them what to do. I think I see myself more of a leader than a boss. And but yeah, I decided to see what will be next. But this time I wanted to do something more meaningful. I just didn't, I was tired of the running around doing the catering. Definitely, I didn't want to open another restaurant, even though my clients will still contact me and asking me, when will I open a restaurant again? And when I closed my restaurant, I made a decision I will not open a restaurant again ever. And but you never say never, right? You never know. No, I don't think I am. So, and catering I do once in a while. I still have my clients that call me, and I'm happy to serve them. And these are all these businesses were really the businesses that will help people feel good in a way. Having a great party and impress their guests, or really eating great, wholesome foods at my restaurant, or being at the beach and having a delicious ceviche, refreshing ceviche that really goes well at the beach. And it was really a pleasure for me to serve people like that. But this time I wanted something different, like I said before, something more meaningful. So when the pandemic came, I decided to go to school and to get my certificate as an integrative nutritional coach. At that time, I love everything about holistic, everything about natural remedies, everything about herbs, about teas, about food that can be good for your chest, if you're having a cough, or foods that are good for inflammation, and foods that are like help you with arthritis or diabetes or heart disease. I just love all that. You know, I come from a family of doctors, and I am the witch doctor of my family because I love healing people naturally with foods and herbs and everything else. So I decided to really follow that integrative approach, the holistic approach. And after I graduated, I opened this year, 2021, My Kitchen Intuition LLC. It was not a program anymore, it became a business. And I'm just so happy to really be here and help people really feeling good about who they are, feeling good with themselves. And even though My Kitchen Intuition was hiding during those business times that I had in the past as a program, now it became a reality. It became a business. It became a way of really help people in many different ways, either by teaching them how to cook the right foods, or helping them organize their pantry and buy the ingredients that are going to be good for them, and teaching them how, when they are in a bad mood, good food may not come after that. Sometimes that kind of stuff affect our ability of cooking. It really gives me a lot of joy. It really feels like I found my passion, like what I really love doing. And I just love sharing this with you. And now, having the opportunity to have this podcast and this video, sharing with you everything that I have learned through my experiences and things that I intuitively know that I know are going to help you feel good and really being able to change the world with food, because believe me, and a lot of people don't believe this, but food can change the world. Food can really help us and heal us, can be medicine. It's a lot of doctors that really became holistic integrative doctors, and they talk a lot about the power of food, how food can heal us. And this is something that I'm going to specifically talk about, many of the ingredients that I know and how they heal us in the next episode. And just how we can use food to really cook deliciously. A lot of people think that cooking um, healthy foods are going to be bland and they are not going to taste good, and it's not true. It's you can actually make better delicious foods with very simple ingredients, and using the main ingredient, which is love, and being present in the kitchen, and just having that confidence and trust that you can do this. Anybody can be able to cook. I just don't believe the fact that some people say, "Oh, I'm not good for cooking" or whatever. No, sometimes we have fears, and we have to go over those fears to realize that we can do. I mean, we're powerful enough to do whatever we are set to do. And one of the things is like cooking in the kitchen. And I want to share all this information with you. And really, yeah, I'm just so excited because my path is being interesting. And even though it might have looked really bad at the time, it wasn't, because it prepared me to where I am right now. And I'm very grateful for that, and very grateful to be here with you. So thank you so much. I wanted to share with you briefly about the story of my kitchen intuition, and I appreciate you are listening here to this and you're watching the video here on my channel. And thank you so much for this. If you think that somebody needs to listen to this information, please share and also subscribe. And I will see you in the next episode. This is Marita Lee with my kitchen intuition signing off. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much.